Hey, World History, this is Miss Corey. Welcome to the Unit 5 Summative Directions. So, this summative is the Chinese Technology Project. All right, so first step, you're going to pick your technology. So, this project is to be completed on Google Slide Template. I have attached to this assignment on Schoology called U5-WH25 Summative Slide Template. You are going to pick one of the technologies from below. So, you can either choose ancient Chinese mathematics and the abacus, silk, porcelain pottery, search for the Chinese elixir of life, the Grand Canal, also known as the Jinghong Grand Canal, the Terracotta Army, the Great Wall, traditional Chinese healthcare and medicine, the Forbidden City, gunpowder, Chinese compass, movable type, the Chinese version, by the way, foot binding, paper money, and Chinese writing. Once you have chosen one, you're going to start your presentation. So on the first slide of the template, you're going to write both your first and last names. On the slide templates, there will be 5 questions you need to answer for the technologies. So each of these questions that I have right here are going to be one slide. So what it is, so how it's made, where it is made. 2 would be when it is made, so when it was done, what dynasties it belonged to, if applicable, how or why it was used, how it affected the culture of ancient China, and how it affects the culture of China today. You will also see in the speaker notes on each slide, I've included a few more guiding questions to help you with each of the 5 main questions. You do not need to answer all those questions that I have put in the speaker's notes. I put them there to kind of help you if you get stuck. Also, each slide needs to contain at least one picture of your technology. Yeah, just need a picture. I like pictures. They're pretty on slideshows. So here's that slideshow template that I'm talking about. So all of you have a copy of this. As you can see, it says Chinese Technology Project. You are then going to put your name, and then you're going to put the name of your technology that you have chosen. Okay, cool. Slide number 2. What is it? So, kind of guiding questions for that is how is it made? Where is it made? What materials is it made from? What is the process of making it? Again, you do not need to answer all these questions in the speaker's note. They're there just kind of guide you to help you start thinking about your technology. When it was made. So, when it was invented or built, what dynasty or dynasties did it belong to? Is there a specific inventor's name? How or why it was used. So, how did this invention come about? Was it to help the people of China? What was the point of making it? Slide number 5 is how did it change or how it affected the culture of ancient China. So, how did it change the lives of the people of China? Who used this invention? Did it help the history of China? Slide 6 is how it affects the culture of China today. So, is it still used today? Can someone visit it? If it's a place, if it isn't used today, how do historians know about it? So, are there like archaeological or written records? Did it lead to another modern day invention? Are there any museums that have this invention on display, especially if it's an object? And then slide number 7 is going to be your works cited, which I am going to talk about in just a little bit when we talk about Gemini AI. The very last thing is the video link of the presentation, which I will talk about too in just a second. All right, so like I just said with the citations, you have 2 options. You can either just do like Googling stuff and finding resources that way. Make sure they're reputable resources. I already talked about the crap practice a couple of units ago. Or you can use Gemini AI. So last time we used Perplexity AI, which is great, but this time we're not going to use Perplexity AI. We're going to use Gemini AI. You're probably like, why? Perplexity was awesome. Why are we using Gemini now? That is a great question. So the school district actually pays for all teachers and students to have an upgraded version of Gemini. So we actually get a paid version of it versus Perplexity was unpaid. And it was a little tricky because you can only ask it like a certain amount of questions in a day. Versus Gemini, we pretty much have unlimited access to, which is super awesome. And also some of the people in the tech department want me to try out Gemini AI with my students, so I said I would as well. All right, but we'll talk about Gemini AI in just a little bit. Okay, I'll teach you how to use that in just a bit. So if you're doing the MLA citation and you're just Googling stuff and not using AI necessarily, on the works cited, you're just going to do like the normal MLA citation of what resources you used. Okay. And then I'll talk about Gemini AI in just a little tiny bit. All right, step 4 is gonna be recording your video. So you need to make a video of you presenting your slideshow. You do not need to show your face unless you want to, that's totally fine. Your voice is just fine. Again, you don't have to show your face because I know some of you are uncomfortable with that. I suggest using your screencast app on your Chromebook or the recording function on Google Slides. So the screencast app on your Chromebook should look something like this right here. Okay. And then I'll show you how to do the recording on Google Slides. So on Google Slides, to do a recording, all you have to do is go to the very far right and then down, you will see this like circle within a circle. That is how you record your slideshow. So you're going to click on that. The biggest thing about doing a recording is that you need to make sure your microphone works. So many students record videos for this and their microphone does not work and I can't hear them and it's just like a minute of silence. And that's not great because then you get points knocked off for that. So make sure your microphone works. Okay? Okay. Sweet. All right, let's go back. So once you're done with your video, embed the video into the last slideshow or paste the link to the URL in the last slideshow. That's on this slide here, slide number 8. And your video needs to be at least 1 minute long. I know it seems like a long video. It's not. It goes by so fast. Then you're going to submit your project. So once you're done with the Google Slides, you're going to submit it to Schoology. Here's the link to the rubric. Here's the due date. So teacher tips. Here's an example of the Unit 5 summative. Now, I did this example here. I did mine about Roman technology. And you're like, wait a minute, why did she do that? This is the Chinese unit. Yeah, exactly. So I didn't do an example Chinese technology project because then you guys could just copy and paste whatever I did. So I did mine about the Roman technology. But again, yours is about the Chinese project, okay? Yours is the Chinese technology project, okay? Okay, all right, sweet. All right, feel free to like change up fonts and backgrounds and stuff like that. I know some of you like to get creative and that's fine with me. I have given you a lot of options to research with technology. So if you need help deciding what to do, email me or Karen Matthews and we'll give you suggestions. And if you need help finding resources for technology, just let your teacher know. We're here to help you. Yeah, that's MLA citation stuff there. Again, if you have questions, comments, please let us know. We are here to help you. And if you need a like more in-depth video of how to record using Google Slides, you can watch that video there. It's from the beginning of the semester. All right, let's talk about Gemini AI. So probably the first question you have is, how do I get to Gemini AI? That's a good question. You can just Google it in your search bar, or you can go over to your Google apps, those like little 9 square circle thingies. If you scroll down, Gemini should pop up for you. Now, using Gemini for this is totally optional. You can do the old-fashioned like Googling, finding your own resources, or you can use Gemini AI. If you use any AI, it has to be Gemini for this project, okay? Okay. All right. So you will see this is the home screen of Gemini. I have it on dark mode. It might look a little bit different if you have it on light mode. What you're going to do first, actually, is you're going to click on Tools right here, kind of in the search bar. You are then going to click on Guided Learning. You're probably like, wait, but we're doing a research project. Shouldn't we click on Deep Research? That is a good question. Deep research is almost like too much information. Guided learning is really nice because it makes it really like user friendly, like all the wording and stuff like that. So it's really easy to comprehend. So I want you to click on guided learning. So it says, what do you want to learn? All right. So let's say I'm doing my technology project on, I don't know, silk. And I want to say, how is silk made in ancient China? Give it a sec. Yeah, so the nice thing about guided learning, it doesn't bombard you with like 3 pages of AI information, because a lot of time AI likes to do that. They give you like a whole Wikipedia page about stuff, and that's just a lot to comprehend. With guided learning, it's really nice. It really condenses stuff, and it's very easy to read. All right, so let's say I've been doing my project. I ask it, the questions and the information I need to fill out my slideshow, blah, blah, blah. When you're putting information to your slideshow, You cannot just take this and highlight it and just copy and then paste it into the slideshow. Few of you did that with the Egypt project, and I could tell because there'd be like these giant, like chunky paragraphs and some words that I don't even know myself. Don't do that. So when you are getting information off of AI, make sure that you translate that information into your own words when you put it on the slide. And make it slideshow friendly as well. Like, don't put these huge chunky paragraphs. Like, chunk it up a little bit more, okay? All right, sweet. So after I'm done doing all my research, let's say I asked it a bunch of different questions, blah, 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 blah. At the very end, and the last question that you asked it, this is how you're going to do the works cited. What you're going to do is you're going to say share and export. You are then going to click on export to docs. Okay. It will pop up in the bottom left and it'll say new document created, open docs. You're going to click on open docs. Okay, so again, let's pretend that I actually asked it like a bunch of questions, not just the first one. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on share and you're going to share this document with your teacher. So either me, Corey Stodick, or Karen Matthews, whoever you have. Once you give us access to it, you are then going to copy the share link, which I feel like you all know how to do that. Yeah, where you like share it with me or Karn, and then you copy the link, and then you go down to the bottom here, and it says works cited. Then all you have to do is paste that link in. Ta-da! And that's all you have to do for the works cited if you're just using Gemini AI. Pretty easy peasy. Again, using AI for this project is totally optional, but if you do use AI, you got to use Gemini this time, all right? Sweet. All right, I think that's all I have to tell you right now, which is kind of amazing. Again, let us know if you have any questions. We're here to help you. I hope you enjoy this project. And that's all. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.